Welcome to FilmIn5D, the show that sheds light on everything film with the 5D Mark II. I'm your host, Aaron Hammock, and this week we have our season finale with a tutorial on how to diffuse your lights by bouncing them off stuff.
You know, that's really cool and all, but how about that Dark Knight Rises?
That was awesome.
Yes.
You know, that came out, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
We saw opening day?
Yep.
Awesome. Except for the shooting, that sucks, but the movie was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
How could I ever acquire enough detail to make them think that it's reality?
Well, dreams, they feel real while we're in them, right? It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange. Let me ask you a question. You never really remember the beginning of a dream, do you? You always seem to wind up right in the middle of what's going on.
I guess, yeah.
So how did we end up here?
Well, we just came from the,
Think about it, Ariadne. How did you get here? Where are you right now?
We're dreaming?
What? No. We're actually in a promo for a past sketch.
We're in a sketch? From the past?
Yeah. You know, put on Facebook, their sketch, celebrate 1 year of FilmIn5D. They know the drill by now.
Oh, wow! I love Facebook!
Was this your favorite sketch? Well, there you go, our final promo for next week's celebration of our first year. Please take the time to vote on our Facebook page if you haven't gotten the chance yet, or else we may have nothing to talk about next week. But this week, I want to address some of the methods I found over the past year that helped me to soften up my lights a little bit more, giving me a better illumination of my subjects. I did an episode on hard versus soft light, which is what I'll be talking about on this episode, so you should definitely check out that episode and watch it first to get a better understanding of which type of light is better for your situation. Basically, the main thing that you should remember is that the bigger the surface area the light emits from, the softer the light will be, since shadows under the eyes and nose will disappear. Now, the best way to soften light is a softbox, but those can get pretty expensive. You can also use an umbrella, but then you really need a light that's capable of securely holding it, and for those of you using Home Depot lights, which are awesome and incredibly cheap by the way, it might not be the best option. What I found to be the cheapest way of getting soft light is that you just bounce off things around you, like walls, floors, bounce pads, etc. In fact, we're bouncing off this pad in front of me right now. Check it out. Boom. Take this room for example. Right now, I'm lighting it with a single floodlight. Notice the harsh shadows on some of the things in the room. But when I bounce the light off the ceiling, not only are most of the harsh shadows gone, but also the room is more evenly lit. Now by itself, this doesn't seem all that special. I mean, why not just turn on a light in the room? Well, to be honest, more than likely the light you turn on will be a harder light, and thus will cast harsh shadows on your subjects. But if you bounce your floodlight off the ceiling, and then use another light to illuminate your subject, you'll get a much more even lighting overall, which is great for interviews. Now by no means is this ideal for short films and the more creative stuff, but in whatever you shoot, most likely you'll need some sort of feel for your subject. This is where bouncing smaller lights off of smaller surfaces than a ceiling or a wall can help you greatly. For example, here we have a scene that's supposed to be dramatically lit, like an interrogation or something, and I'm going for a rather harsh lighting as if there was only one light in the room overhead, but I also want to see a bit more of the character's features rather than have them be completely dark. So what I can do is bounce the light off of a small whiteboard, or in this case computer paper, just to give that extra bit of fill I need. If you need a stronger fill, then you can introduce another light in your scene and aim it away from your subject and onto your bounce. As you can see, just by adding a white sheet for the key to bounce off of and back onto the subject, gives us a bit more definition than we had before. This can also help greatly with interviews if your subject happens to be sitting at a table in a room with overhead lighting only. If you play your cards right, you might not even have to use any of your own lights. But that's it for this week. Send your questions to me via @mentions on twitter.com/Aaron Hammock. Follow the show's Twitter at FilmIn5D, and like our Facebook page at this link here. Also, if you haven't had a chance to vote for your favorite sketch yet, please do so in the description link below. And we'll be back next week to celebrate 1 year of FilmIn5D and with some other announcements moving forward.
Wow, 1 year, that's pretty exciting.
Yep.
You know what else is exciting?
What?
Dark Knight Rises. Can't get over it, dude.
It was pretty awesome.
What do you think about the whole like Bane voice thing?
To be honest, that's actually like the one thing I hated about that movie. Like, I wish Christopher Nolan wouldn't have given in to the people complaining and bitching. I thought the voice sounded much cooler before. Rather, I mean, even though it was less understandable. I think that's how a person should be, you know, if they're wearing a mask. It should be like super mumbled and stuff. It was like super more realistic. It sounded like too Darth Vader-esque for me. But other than that, it was a good movie. There's, I mean, there's some things that could have been better, but overall, I thought it wrapped it up pretty well.
Yeah.
We won't give away anything. Batman dies.
Oh wow, I love Facebook.
Too much. Does my hair look effed up from the back?
Not really.
Not really?
I don't know.
What?
Not really. I don't know. Guess.